Da, da. How do I share my video? I want to go to my channel live. Share it. How do I? Just want to go to my channel. Yes, visit your channel. There we go. Well, I say there you go. Then did I get it? There it is. Bada bing, bada boom. Hit the like, hit the share. Twitter. Alrighty. Awesome. Okay, so first we need to pull up. Everybody's streaming right now, or recently. Did a draft with Eric Bonfor and Tom. I don't want to say his last name. I don't want to mess it up. Tom S. That was fun. And B. Kurt, obviously. With the zero B strat. Not intentional. Well, hero RB because I got Najee, of course. Of course, Najee fell to me in that room because, nobody likes Najee except for Best Ball Nation fam. And it really doesn't make sense. I know Pat's on him as well, but it really doesn't make sense why people don't like Najee. I guess he stung too many people last year. I occasionally hear some people who like Week 17. I hear that they like him, so they'll draft him, but it's because they like the Seattle side of the matchup, which I don't blame them. It's a great matchup. What are we doing? I was doing something. I'll pull up underdog. So I have some underdog slurs. I figured we start off with, and then go over the rankings and kind of talk about who we like. That's past round 10. What am I doing? I am doing this. I'm going to share screen. Dennis, what's up? I'm going to review Dennis's team that he did yesterday with Spike Week because they didn't have time for him, but I've got time for you, buddy. So let's go ahead and do my slow drafts real quick. Share screen. Do. I can't believe this is gonna overlay like crazy. 66% filled. This literally starts at 7 tomorrow in the morning. 66% filled. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. Okay. Is that a good place for me? I think that might be a good place. Active. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. So let's see this team. I've been in a lot of drafts with MSauce or MSauce. I'm not really sure how to say your name, buddy, but I've been in a lot of drafts with you. Let's see this team. We have Trev, Deshaun, Saquon. I was like, is this really one of my teams? Because I don't typically go Trev and or Saquon, but oh yeah, this is one I was like, oh, it'll be a little bit different than the rest of my drafts. And went Devontae Saquon. Disbelief, blah blah blah. I believe this came out before the schedule, so I didn't really have much correlation thought and finally got exposure rates on DK. Fucking felt right, man. I barely just got mine. I think earlier this week. It was like I think I got mine on Monday or Sunday. It's like kind of thankfully, but I don't even know if they show up on. Hold on, got me on a diatribe in my head. I don't even know if they show up on the PC. If we click on the thing, can I see it? I hit edit, maybe? It's definitely not that. Upcoming. There's no way to check it on the PC as far as I know. Oh well, it's definitely worth it. The exposure thing. There we go. Put me in the middle because we're not putting anything in the queue. We're gonna make our selections. But yeah, came out before, so I don't know. I didn't really have a predetermined thought when I was drafting some of these players because I didn't know who was playing who. I mean, when people were playing each other, so no week 17 correlation. I think this is. How am I supposed to check that? Is there a way to check to see if this is a $25 drafts? I'm gonna go back to active. I'm gonna try to figure out a $5 draft. So none of these are the best ball maker. I only have one draft of the Millie Maker going on, or not Millie Maker, the BBM4. Okay, so Trev and Deshaun, that's a good 2 combo. I don't really need a third there. Buys weeks, they're separated. No real overlapping too many here. What's on the board at receiver? I feel like we definitely need to go receiver here. Receiver, tight end. We'll give it a quarterback for sure. Ooh, it's pretty ugly here. ADP. Oh, that's projected. I was like ADP because he doesn't have a team. I think we get a running back here. We'll get Leonard Fournette. And then who the Jags play? Jacksonville plays Carolina. Cleveland plays the Jets, I believe. Yeah. Or I could do that. Ooh. Do we think Hurst makes it back to us? I think he has a lower probability making it back to us. But we still get Trey McBride. It's not a 3 tight end team, but maybe we make it a 3 tight end team. We go Fournette. Take all these like dusty guys with a couple, spring chickens. Nice little mix. Then Miko Hardman for the correlated piece. Week 17 piece. That was a good selection. Drafts active. I'll go with this one because it's the top. All right, so it's got 3 players. Oh yeah, I did this. I was like, I should probably just wait to do these so that I get home. So I selected Najee and then I held off, which was hard to hold off because I didn't know exactly where I was even going to go with this if I wasn't holding off. And don't embarrass myself here. Detroit's playing the Cowboys. Don't really like any of the value of the Cowboys. They're playing Cleveland. Even if he was there, I don't think I'm taking Cooper. And Najee Harris for Seattle. So if we like JSN's ADP on Underdog is so much higher than it is on DraftKings, which sucks. Okay, so I don't want Gibbs. Actually, I don't think I want another running back here, so we're just gonna do that. If we go Green Bay, we at least know we're going to have an option of 3 quarterbacks. In fact, we can go with those 3 quarterbacks. If we go Fields, we're not getting DJ Moore. If we go Mike Williams, Justin Herbert may not be there at 50. Yeah, at 60. Oh, tough decisions. Tough decisions. I think we go Christian Watson here, setting us up so if we want Jordan Love or Jared Goff or Aaron Rodgers, we have set ourselves up for 3 late round quarterbacks that set up with their number one wide receivers. That's one way to look at it. And yeah, and I like it. And I like those receivers. I like second year receivers, and I think ASP could be a top 5, wideout this year. So feel good about that. Feel pretty good about that. Diggs, Allen, Metcalf. This is how this one started. Got him at the value, 2 picks past ADP. Got Madison a few picks early just because I didn't think he was going to get back to me, which probably sure I'm pretty right about that. Stephon Diggs, DK Metcalf, Christian Watson, JSN, George Kittle. Let's see here. And I think as much as I like Alvin Kamara at this price, I think AJ Dillon is what this team specifically needs. And it kind of sets us up for a Week 17 correlated running back match. Should be cool. So we'll take it. We'll take it. Can we put me on top? Yeah, let's just put me up here. Oh, right there. And nobody needs to see all that jazz. Alrighty. So this is Justin Herbert, Daniel Jones. Looks like I went a little early on Daniel Jones, but looks like I got Herbert, 8 picks past ADP. Najee a little early. That's okay. Rachaad White a little later. A little early, a little later. Right on time. Perfect. A little early, a little late. A little early, a little late. Perfect. A little bit of everything is what you got. So I don't have any Buffalo, or normally I would. Well, maybe we go to New England guys here, and then we have a double stack of primary weapons. Even though nobody plays them, well, actually, I think the Chargers play the Patriots. The running backs are fine. I don't really feel like he does anything for it. I don't really like Isaiah Hodgins. I could get Herbert or Palmer here. That'd give me a double stack. So the chances of him making it back are possible, but slim to none. Not something I really want to risk, And they've been talking all sorts about it on Spike Week about like the double stacks that aren't really there. I'd like to have a double stack. This might be a Keyshawn Moody, because I think he takes Schuster's role eventually during the year. Active. Last one. Dig Allen. It's supposed to be Andrews, but typing on the phone, not always easy. Alrighty. So it's a Buffalo stack. And got Mark Andrews. Let's see here. We got one tight end. We could get David Njoku, solidify the tight end piece. Don't have to worry about it the rest of the way. And then James Cook. I'm more about Alvin Kamara here, but don't think that'll be the way I go. Or 9-6, we should be back for Samaje time. If he goes early, I guess he goes early, but I think we solidify, or we go Cortland Sutton. We go Cortland Sutton, like 7-8 picks past ADP, correlates with Mike Williams. I think that makes more sense. We don't have a Jets player to correlate with David Njoku, though I like David Njoku. Maybe he makes it back. We'll probably draft a running back, so let's start some running backs. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Alrighty. Alrighty, we completed all of our slow drafts. And then I wanted to go down the rankings. NFL. Go to 120 range. I'll leave this off here. Holy shit. I don't know how I yawn so much. I like yawn all day, every day, all the time. I don't know what's wrong with my body. We're going to go down to the 120 range and below. Well, first person off, obviously, is Jared Goff, is someone I'm super high on, but that's not really a surprise. I'm fairly out on Darnell Mooney. He came back, he was had a decent season with Fields, but now you have introduced one receiver, brought in one receiver to be the dominant wide receiver in DJ Moore. Then you have Chase Claypool. We have no idea what he's going to be. You have Cole Kmet. You have Robert Tonyan, Khalil Herbert. You brought in David Montgomery. I just feel like in a fairly run happy, I don't think he sees that much of the pie. Not to say that he can't have a big game, but coming off that big injury, I don't think he's someone I'm targeting. Zay Jones in this price feels okay for what he's going to. It feels okay if he's like your fifth or sixth wide receiver. But at this point, you need like someone to like fill in points every week. This is not your guy. He would be more your guy. I mean, go here. I think Russ Wilson at this price is really good. I can't seem to draft him. I feel like he's always gone by the time I try to draft him. So, for whatever that is, Kendrick Miller is an absolute steal here. It's almost for certain that Alvin Kamara is going to get at least four to 6 games, right? That's not even if like he comes back and they don't just trade his butt to like another team. Kendrick Miller has so much upside and so little like risk. They brought in Jamal Williams, right? Like, but he's old. Like, no offense. He's old and dusty. And he was really lucky on the touchdown variants of ASB getting tackled at the one over and over and over again. Kyler Murray, if he's going later, 138 doesn't seem – that seems a little early still. I've been smashing Jalen Hyatt just about every time I get Daniel Jones. And I think just late in the season, he's going to pick up, or something will happen to these tiny wide receivers that he's going to get on the field and play a lot more. Paris Campbell's an injury risk. Darius Slayton's always been injured. Sterling Shepard's always injured. there's a very good chance he sees the field. Maybe he gets injured, but like he hasn't shown that he's going to get injured. I think he's a steal. I think Dubs could be a steal. Like I think where he's the number two for an offense that got rid of their tight end TE1. They have two decent passing backs. Love is okay, but like he was working the intermediate routes, which I didn't think this is like his best attribute, but I think he could be in line for like he could be the Tyler Lockett to Christian Watson being the DK Metcalf. Like everybody's looking at DK Metcalf, everybody's looking at Christian Watson saying, wow. But then it's like Romeo Dubs out targeting him, outworking him. Everybody knows my love for Nico. We don't need to go into that. Just know that we know we love him. At tight end here, Greg Dulcich. I don't understand the hate for him, but if you think about Sean Payton and the offense that he ran, he had a target named Jimmy Graham when he worked in the red zone. I could see Greg Dulcich work in the red zone, and obviously Jimmy Graham's a whole different athlete in comparison to Greg Dulcich, but in a similar aspect, like he's the Jimmy Graham of this team in the red zone. Like he's the pass catching tight end. Lover Smith, but he gets injured so often. Obviously, I like Jaylen Warren, and I'm a big Najee guy. I think they could easily work off of each other. When Najee's off the field, they seem to give Jaylen Warren like so much space, like they're not like worried about him. So I think he's an easy 5 points a game. He'll catch a couple passes and he'll get like 30 yards easy. So, I mean, if you need a backup with the potential, if Najee broke his leg, maybe he'll miss a game or two. Like Huda right there. Stafford, where he's going, I think he realized his offensive line was so shit that he was hurt. And, like they did a decent job trying to get the line fixed a little bit this offseason. I think him and Kupp are in for a big bounce back season. Singletary's at a decent spot. It's just a little bit complicated with Pierce, but I love Josh Downs here. And even on DK, he's going like in the 180s on DK. So he could easily be the number one wide receiver. I think he's better than Michael Pittman as a receiver. He creates separation. He catches everything with his hands. I'm all about the downs. We'll say with his teammate Pierce, but yeah. Chase Brown, we all know that I have an affection for this man. He's built different. He's built like a receiver, and he plays running back. And I don't know. He looks fast when he runs. So as long as he can translate that over to love Aaron Jones, Dubs work together in the offseason, yeah. I love that too, actually. In fact, I would say maybe a little bit different, but Chase Brown and Joe Mixon are fairly similar. As in their body types are fairly similar. They don't run the same, but they're fairly similar. Dawson Knox. Can we explain to me why everybody's assuming that Dalton Kincaid is going to just randomly just take over Dawson Knox's job? If you're going to have both of them out there, or if you're going to have one tight end out there, it's going to be Dawson Knox versus Dalton Kincaid. They need the blocking. He's going to be out there first and always to start the games. Until they need, unless they're working two tight ends, that's completely different. And even then, a high-powered offense, he could easily throw up 2 touchdowns, even maybe 3. I mean, it's not like out of the realm of possibilities. I don't really know about Jaden Reed. Like, he's an okay receiver. Michigan State, a lot of jump balls. I don't know. Reminds me of Tylan Wallace. Trey Lance is a huge upside. What if he got traded to? Say he got traded to the Titans tomorrow. Where do you think he goes? He goes in like the 8th round if he gets traded to the Titans tomorrow. Simple as that. He's going ahead of Anthony Richardson, so probably like 80. Kenny Pickett, a lot of upside with the weapons that he has. He has Najee, he has Jalen Warren, Pat Fryermuth, the new tight end Darnell Washington, Deontay Johnson, Al Robinson, Calvin Austin, and they brought in Hakeem Butler, who was a stud for the XFL. And George Pickens. Oh, Jesus. A lot of options down for Pittsburgh. He's going to have a huge – his touchdown regression is going to go the other way. I've been taking a lot of Jeff Wilson, but that's just because I feel like he has a safe role, but I could be completely wrong. Tyquan Thornton is somebody I'm taking a bunch of. Dawson Knox is generally a further to the down target what Kincaid will be. Yeah. I don't even see Kincaid playing like 10 to 15 snaps a game. Like I don't see him playing very much. Like at the very most, like 10 to 15 snaps a game, and those might be very efficient snaps. But when you have Diggs, you have Gabe Davis. I just feel like he targets players that he trusts for the most part. Then again, Gilliam got some work. I just think people that are drafting Kincaid like 4 rounds ahead of Knox are a little wild. I think it should be a little bit more even than what it currently is. Fournette, if he goes somewhere, let's say Fournette goes to the Rams, how much does this improve his value? Like to me, that's wild. Like that he goes this late. And I think the Rams could, as long as he's probably going to go for the best like landing spot for a championship is. But I could see him going to the Rams. They have space on the roster for another running back. They had the rookie. They have Akers, and they can bring in Fournette. Hopefully, it's not the Chargers. Hayden Hurst, I'm okay about. I think Palmer, he's going to be the number 3 to start off with. So I think if you have a few rookies, I think Palmer might be what you kind of need early of the season. Until Quentin Johnson takes over a role. Also, he subs in more for Keenan Allen, and Keenan Allen has been known to lose his hamstrings like the first 4 weeks. He can come in, also play Keenan Allen role decently while Quentin Johnson and Mike work the other side. And then Trey McBride. We'll stop here to Trey McBride. The dude ended the season on a high note. He is the clear number 1 tight end for that team. I can't imagine that he gets less work than Zach Ertz, which the fact that somebody's drafting Zach Ertz just blows my mind. But he came out of the draft as a pass-catching tight end, and he went to a pretty good team for it. I think if DeAndre Hopkins gets traded, which is likely or possible, then Trey McBride is like a top 2 option for that offense, and I don't see why he should be drafted at 205. When let's see here, like Irv Smith. Yeah, I love Irv Smith, but it's like higher injury risk. Gesicki, there's Hunter Henry there. Like we assume that Gesicki as a will get work, but what if Bill Belichick doesn't like him? Michael Mayer, like we're again tight end rookies just are not what I would value. I guess Michael Mayer is a different case because there's like literally nobody else there. Taysom Hill is a good. Sam Laporta, he may not get on the field right away. Like Brock Wright will probably be the starting tight end. There's a reason why they got rid of T.J. Hockenson. They thought highly of Brock Wright. Gerald Everett, decent. Juwan Johnson, I get everybody else likes him, but I'm not a fan. Cole Kmet, just yes and no. They got a murky backfield in the tight end section. Chig, I can't complain. Dalton Schultz, that dude is so unathletic. I think I can run routes and get more yak after receptions. Isaiah McKenzie was targeted at 12% rate. Yeah, I don't disagree, but if Kincaid's a slot, true, makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Pink, but the Shakir is also there, and I know that like everybody's shitting on him because he wasn't like amazing his rookie year, but if he takes a step up, I just could see so many ways where it takes Kincaid longer to get on the field. Yeah, and I understand. Like you guys are saying he's a receiver, but at the same time, I just don't see him getting on the field ahead of Knox right away. And I don't think that he's a great a great receiver. I think he's okay at the receiving position, but I don't think he's like a great receiver. Well, I mean, they brought in Deontay Hardy, didn't they? Uh, and I would say Shakir, he'll be working out of the slot. Wasn't it Hardy? He was a return guy for the most part, but they might try him out at a slot. And Sherfield, he's actually decent, but probably won't get any work. I don't know who the fuck Justin Shorter is. 60. Never heard of that guy. I don't know. I just feel like there's a 50 pick difference, and it doesn't make sense why it's that big of a gap. It doesn't make sense to me. So I won't have any Kincaid at that price. Personally. I don't think there's anything wrong with the player, and I'm probably gonna be high on him next year. But just and it's maybe it's the old boomer in me, but I understand what Liam was saying. Like there's never been a quarterback attached to a highly ranked tight end. Like I just feel like Dawson Knox has his trust. He has to earn his trust. I think that'd be my guess. But then there's so many mouths to feed. You got Stephon Diggs, you have Gabe Davis, you have some of the work's going to James Cook. Damian Harris is going to be like the new goal line back. Dawson Knox still there. Khalil Shakir is still there. Like there's a lot of mouths to feed, and you're limiting your touchdown upside. I feel like with him because these guys are going to get theirs. And then Josh Allen's going to sneak in and get a whole bunch of his own. I just think at the pick 116, you're asking him to provide a solid amount of points for when you get Dawson Knox at a steal and will provide the same amount of upside. Like Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox will probably put up about the same amount of points potentially. And I don't see why that is a 50 pick difference. Are we just worried because it's going to come like week 17? Like we think he's officially take over? I don't know. I do not know. All right. Well, I was going to make a little bit of a shorter video, 34 minutes. We'll take it. We went over some slow teams. Yeah. Sleepers. If you liked it, hit the like button. If not, hit the like button 3 times. And then, I don't know. I got nothing. It's been fun. It's been real fun, guys. Later.